to look to the horizon, not the clouds. But then stormy weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what to foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline yet. I think we're gonna eventually open up for like a tag of the day or something like that, or maybe even tag of the week, something along those lines. I don't know. If I see someone that has a really clever tagline in the comment section or something, we'll go ahead and put that up. That'll be it for the for the video or something. It's a nice way to kind of shout people out too. Yeah. I don't know. We'll implement that when it comes about. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Mr. Huffstuff yet again. DarkSydePhil, post-Christmas sickness, and break Rant. As you guys know, the king of piglets had a really terrible Christmas. The Christmas Eve Begathon stream didn't happen. Q&A, sorry, or podcast. Didn't end up happening the way it should because, well, he was in perpetual failure, profound sadness over the Christmas video game marathon that happened the day before. You know, stuff like that happens, I guess. Life comes at you fast, Phil. And he couldn't bear to deal with or face the internet for 4 or 5 days. And that's understandable. Phil, believing that 2017, which rightfully so, was actually a very generous year on his fan base's part, thought that he could approach 2018 with the type of laziness that makes one wonder how and why DarkSydePhil is failing. Not just in life, not just in his business, but at the very video games that he propels himself. He perpetuates himself. He swears that he's so good at. Oh my. In any case, profound failure, December 23rd. December 24th, he wasn't man enough to go ahead and but to approach the Pig Roach cult and decides to take roughly 4 or 5 days off because of sickness. If you snort all goddamn day, of course you're going to be sick, Phil. You know? You need a filter, buddy. You need a filter. A decongestion. Go outside. Something. Whatever. In any case, this broadcast here will be Phil coming back. The pig is getting back on his hooves. Still sick, of course. And is ready to go ahead and fight the good fight against these detractors, trolls, and haters. He's fighting for his house, he's fighting for his relationship with Kat, and he's fighting for his business against these elusive taxes. Now, as you guys may or may not remember, because, you know, the news at the time apparently was coming in rather quick, Phil had used his parents as a form of sympathy and a way of manipulating his fan base, as I've already called. We will go over that video. I will either find the clip directly, or we will go to Mighty D. More than likely has it. Shouts out to Mighty D. I think Mighty D has that video. Actually, I know he has because I've watched it. Alright, so then we'll probably go to Mighty D's channel and actually watch that video. So that'll come up soon. Granted, I already called that, and we already know what that's going to entail. But, though, I kind of want to go with a little bit of a low sodium type year. I think some roasted pig is well placed for this year. I'll marinate it in some pineapple and some rum. Okay, we'll marinate it overnight and whatnot, and then we'll go ahead and put it on a skewer, and then go ahead and slow roast it over a fire. Ooh, that sounds delicious. And the skin will get all nice and crispy and crackly and whatnot. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Be nice and tender. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we will approach that video, hopefully in the next 1 or 2 broadcasts. So look out for that. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys all know how this works. This is DSP News, always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Network Productions. You guys all know the slogan. So it's time to lay back, relax, and watch me work. Now, before we actually do that, let's go ahead and set the mood here. Ugh. Life comes at you fast. Okay, and then let's see here. Let's go ahead and list his accomplishments. Yes, this, ladies and gentlemen, is just going to be like an ongoing list of DarkSydePhil's accomplishments, or lack thereof. If any of you guys feel the need to want to add to this list, by all means, leave it down in the comments section below and whatnot as, I don't know, gout achievements or snort fails, however you want to tag it, so we know exactly what we're looking for, and we'll slowly but surely start adding them to the list if you want to. It's whatever. If not, I'm just going to just start randomly adding to it as I feel is necessary. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into the broadcast at hand, shall we? Here we go.
You'd be hard-pressed to not be doing better than me. This week has been absolutely awful for me, everyone. And, you know, up front, obviously, the first thing I'm going to say here tonight on stream is I apologize for a week that was completely thrown into shambles and smithereens and ruin, basically, due to this illness I've had. It's a cold. It's a really bad cold.
And off that snort, yet again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Mr. Huffstuff's DarkSydePhil, post-Christmas sickness, and break rant. Back to Sir Snort-a-lot. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to hear me clearing my throat all night tonight. You're probably going to hear me sneezing, blowing my nose, snorting. You're going to hear it all. And I apologize. The only way that I can stream right now, because this cold will not leave me. Started off on Monday with an incredibly swollen and sore throat after the whole weekend where I had been doing things like those holiday wrestling sims.
Now, first thing is, his fan base should be used to all this kind of disgusting behavior at this point. It's what Phil does. And I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, and people like Almighty Tevin, praise be Almighty, has pointed this out before, he does it right in front of the mic. He does it on purpose, to be honest. So they should be acclimated to those sounds, first off and foremost. Secondly, as it pertains to a cold, this was all coming about. Phil always gets sick really badly, at least once or twice a year, as most people, to be honest with you. So, and when he gets sick, he just gets sick really, really bad. Or he's just extremely hungover and tries to play it off like he's sick. Whatever. In any case, this is something that shouldn't be out of the norm. And yet again, the guy refuses to take care of himself. He says that, oh, I don't have time to work out. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Oh, on my days off with Kat, we're running around and I'm doing all this physical activity. And one day, ladies and gentlemen, that takes that compensates for the full 7 days. And so I don't need to do this, that, and third. Oh, when I take breaks, guys, I walk up and down my stairs because, you know, I'm 36 years old. It'll be 37 this year. And he and he has to get his breaks in. He needs his breaks. You know what I'm saying? Because Lord knows he wants to sit there for, what, 6 or 7 hours altogether, I should say. And he ends up dying because of a blood clot or something. Yet again, Phil, you're not in good shape. Just because you're systematically starving yourself because you're compensating it with cherry gout juice, gout tea, Mountain Dew Kickstarters, and the 1 or 2 meals a day that Kat makes in the time that she's given, doesn't mean that you're healthy. And there's no way you're doing enough running around with your bad back that that you're compensating for a whole week. It just doesn't work that way. But let the Lord of Snort go ahead and preach to his choir and whatnot, praise to his kingdom, Goutopia, and we'll see what we make out of it. Here we go.
And the holiday marathon, okay. Tuesday was just as bad for Christmas Day, so I tried to come back on Wednesday and did one stream, and everyone told me I sounded so awful on Wednesday that I should just rest up and not do any more streaming. Well, Thursday I wake up, and I have some of the worst head congestion I've ever had in my life, so bad that I have excruciatingly strong headache, and I can't even, like, stand up. I'm kidding. I'm not even kidding. Like, 2 or 3 times during the day, I almost passed out because the pressure in my head was so goddamn bad. So then yesterday was already going to be my day off, Friday, to do errands and stuff with Kat. It was Kat's day off from work for us to do stuff. And I woke up in the morning and I felt pretty sick. And I said, listen, I'm going to try to tough this out with you today. And we'll see how things go. And luckily we did. Like, we went out And actually, over the course of the day, I ended up feeling better. My head congestion cleared up, and my
let me cut in for just a second. Can she not go out on her own? I mean, it's not like you drop her off to work and then pick her up. So, do you not trust her to go out and run some simple errands, which I would assume would be, excuse me, picking up groceries and probably buying stuff with this imaginary money that you don't have? I mean, is she not capable of doing it? As far as I remember, Phil, all the stores that you guys frequent are within, a half hour, 45 minutes away. I think she's okay, especially since now that she is on your insurance. Yeah? So why do you need to be on her leash, or sorry, why does she need to be on your leash even on her day off? Let her go off and do the groceries and do all the shopping and do all the cooking and cleaning and everything like her goddamn job's supposed to be doing. That's what she's there for in the first place. This isn't a relationship. This is sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is an arrangement, Phil, but you're masquerading it as a relationship. Whatever. Let her do her thing. She don't need you there every minute of every day. Like, it makes me believe that this is an arrangement, or you're afraid that she's going to be spotted out and about by herself, and maybe, just maybe, someone's going to slide up on her and either pull a gym at the gym, or is going to slide up on her and ask her a couple of questions, and you're not sure how she's going to answer. I don't know. It's all detractor speculation, of course. But his paranoia is rather entertaining, to say the very least. DSP News.
My headache went away. And I was still congested, don't get me wrong. I was still blowing my nose and everything. But it was much better. We actually went out and for the first time all week, I had like a normal meal, where I wasn't like feeling sick as hell, and I was able to eat and feel good. And so we actually had a decent night out doing errands and the like and getting stuff done. And I was like, oh man, this should be great. I'll be able to come back tomorrow, full force, thinking today I'll be back, right?
Real quick, what errands do you actually have to do each week, Phil? And the reason why I bring that up is because before you got sick, air quotes, you had said that you and Kat hadn't gone grocery shopping in like 9 days. So, I mean, if you guys haven't done any grocery shopping for 9 days, like, what were you guys eating? And more importantly than that, what was Kat cooking? And you said that this was the first time you actually getting a meal in you. Did Kat not make you any soup? Did she not, provide you with any nourishment while you were sick those last couple of days? I'm hard pressed to believe she would just leave you out there solo like that. I mean, Jesus Christ, she can at least put some ramen noodles in a cup for you and a spoon and let you indulge on that. No? Okay. I just thought I'd ask.
Oh, yeah. Well, as soon as I try to go to sleep, now we go to the next symptom of the cold. So first it was the insanely swollen sore throat. Then it was the crazy nose and head congestion.
Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a really bad cold.
And that goes away. So now we've got to get, the freaking waterfall of phlegm down my throat at, trying to sleep at 1, 2 in the morning. Can't get into a position where I can stop choking to death. And I choked straight from about, I'd say 1:30 a.m. to about 5 a.m. before I actually passed out from exhaustion and got about an hour of sleep. Then woke up in the middle of the night choking again. It was just like, what the fuck? What it is, guys, is normally I don't really get sick. Okay? I get things that happen to me because I am a streamer who talks all day. So, yeah, my throat will hurt, and oh no, I have a hoarse voice or whatever for a week or two, and, I gotta be easy on my voice. I gotta have a lozenge here and there. That's a lot different when I actually get sick, and when I actually get sick, I get sick. Like, I get really sick, and that's the thing. This week, this cold really destroyed my body, and to the point where, like, I just felt so completely devastated. So, the good news is that this is the final symptom. There's no other symptoms to a cold. There's nothing else that could possibly happen unless my ears start falling off, or I guess my eyeball explodes and pops out of my face or something. I think we're pretty much done with the symptoms. So, I think moving forward, I should be able to stream like I'm supposed to. Even though I'm not going to sound great, I hope, be able to stream for you guys. Okay? So, the final symptom here of choking, which sucks because I've got this, I already have post-nasal drip. For those who don't know, I've had this my whole life. It's when you have excessive mucus that pours down the back of your sinuses into your throat. and it makes you choke, or it makes you, like, you know, basically have to blow your nose. Or for me, because like, why does Phil snort? That's why. If I don't, it actually makes me cough or sneeze, or I can't talk. I have to do it. I have to do it to clear my sinuses because I have post-nasal drip. I've had it my whole life.
Now, just to catch you guys up, his family is the reason why he's been cursed with all these different types of quirks and tics, right? His words, not mine. So let's try to go over it a little bit. It's his aunt's fault or aunt's fault for the gout. It's his father's fault for the prenasal drip. It's his mother's fault for his greasy hair, or for his balding, some shit like that. And I think those are the three major ones right now. So it's everybody's fault but his own. Bad genes, he couldn't do nothing about it. Okay, so the snorting, right? All you guys have snorted at one time or another when you have a cold or whatever. All you're doing is pulling that snot, as you guys know, right back in, essentially. So how do you necessarily need to do that? It's the only way you can do it because you have post-nasal drip. Blow your goddamn nose. Use a decongestion or something, which will honestly break all that up and obviously cause more of it to come out, and then you blow your nose. Period. You have I mean, what are those tissues on your desk next to your laptop, as well as the one next to your laptop? Sorry. The box of tissues next to your desktop, and then the other box of tissues that you have next to your laptop. What are they for if not to blow your nose? Don't answer that question. That was rhetorical. Any case, that's what you should be doing. That's the reason why you're sick all the goddamn time. That's why you sound so horrible. Your voice being hoarse isn't because you're a fucking live streamer. It's because you throw your fucking voice against the wall, even though the mic is right in front of you. And in truth, you just don't know how to talk. Well, that was convenient. You just don't know how to talk well. That's kind of your problem. Like, it's for some reason you need to project your voice in such a way like you need to be commanding when it's just you. And there's nothing intimidating about you, so there's no need for that. So in closing, you kind of did it to yourself. You're not helping yourself or doing yourself any favors by snorting it all back in because you have post-nasal drip. It just doesn't work that way. Especially when, ladies and gentlemen, as he's snorting all that snot and everything back in, he's snorting all of the dust and dirt and debris that's in the air anyway. He doesn't have a defibrillator in that room. Well, is it a defibrillator? Not a defibrillator, but sorry. Maybe it is a defibrillator. No, maybe not. He doesn't have like one of those like either those like air mystifiers that helps clarify the air. He doesn't have, I don't think he has a fan in there, an air purifier. He doesn't have anything like that in his room at all. Hence the reason why it's the human dust bowl that it's always been. Like I said, his environment is slowly but surely strangling him, and he won't do anything about it. And it's almost as if, oh, well, I'm not going to address any of that because that's not the actual root of the problem, or the core of it, if you will. Let's continue.
And by the way, if you've watched any of my stuff for the past over 10 years, it's always been like that, okay? It's always been like that. But it's just that for some reason, people...
But just because it started off that way doesn't mean it has to continue being that way. That's why people keep giving you suggestions on how to change it. Just saying. Feels bad, man.
Live streaming, I guess because it wasn't me stopping video and starting a video again, you started hearing it more because, you know, I got a better microphone and all that. Before, it was just me using a camera, so even though I would still do it, I would clear my throat or I would snort or whatever, you really wouldn't hear it that bad. Now you're hearing it like up close and personal in high definition audio, and it's like, ugh, it sounds like shit. Yeah, I know, and there's nothing I can do about it, okay? So this sucks, and I apologize, everybody. I do. Now, some people being absolutely ridiculous this week, of course, immediately, you should be going to the doctor. You should go right to the doctor.
Before we get into his excuse for the doctor, he basically told people to shut the fuck up. He was basically like, this is how it's been. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's always going to be. Sorry. You guys asked for better audio quality. This comes with it. Deal with it. And if you don't like it, leave. So when those people leave, he complains about viewership's down. He complains that ad revenue's down because there's not enough people engaging with the video. But you're the core of the problem. It's bad enough that the streams themselves are uninspiring and unentertaining, for the most part. But also, you kind of have this thing that can be addressed, that can be taken care of, and you won't do it. And whether it can be cured or not is irrelevant. You can manage it. But Phil doesn't want to do that because that's more work than it needs to be. So he would rather watch his viewership dwindle, as it has, instead of fixing a problem that would help him, not just his business, but would help him as his well-being moving forward. Imagine that. DSP News.
Christmas week at the doctor is definitely a place that's easy to get to. No problem. I'll be able to go right to the doctor. It's just so foolish. Ladies and gentlemen, it's this simple. In the United States of America, there are 3 kinds of healthcare. If you have no income or not a lot of income, you can get free healthcare that's actually pretty good and covers everything and everything's free. Or if you're rich, you can get amazing healthcare because you can pay for the best health insurance that covers anything. You get the best doctors and all of that, okay? Or if you work for a major corporation, you can usually get really good health insurance that's decently priced and will cover most stuff. I am in none of those groups. I'm in the 4th outlier group. I am self-employed. Self-employed people in the United States are fucked, all right? We get the worst health insurance there is in the entire country. It covers nothing, and it's the most expensive out of all of them because they expect us in the middle class of the United States to pay for the lower class. They don't make the upper class, the rich people, pay. They make the middle class pay for it.
Some of this I'm not going to address because it's just pure ignorance. But let's talk about what he says about being self-employed. Now, Phil, people who run real businesses usually have people under them. Like, for example, even some of the bigger YouTubers who have enough self-awareness to not call themselves businesses, even though they actually are incorporated, they actually have people under them, meaning they have people who edit their videos, they have people who do this, and do that behind the scenes. They still don't consider themselves a business because, you know, they have self-respect and they're not fucking LARPing assholes. But whatever. They, even they who employ people, yeah, they pay them, right? They compensate these people for the time. You don't understand that. But I just want to throw that out there as an example. Okay? People who are in your lane, if you will, just far more successful, far more intelligent, and were better planners than you. Now let's talk about people who actually own their own businesses. Brick and mortar. It's just them. Nobody else. By themselves. They started this. And they employ people. And most of those brick and mortars actually have insurance, not just for themselves, but for their workers. You know, for their employees and stuff like that. If what you say is true, and being self-employed and they get the worst insurance, why would people be willing to work for small businesses? Excuse me. You know what I mean? Mom and pop shops, businesses that are starting from the ground up with no corporate backing, if the insurance is bad. Now, keep in mind, not all of those jobs or businesses provide insurance for their employees because they can't, for various reasons. But for the ones who do, at least the people that I know who work for like small mom and pop shops or brick and mortars or so on and so forth, independently owned brick and mortars, I should say, they say they have pretty good insurance. I actually showed a couple of my friends this particular video, and they looked at each other, and then they looked at me, and then they looked at each other again, and they were like, is he retarded? He might be. But Phil, you have no idea what you're really talking about to a degree because of the fact that you're not out there in the field. You haven't worked in 8 years. So how the hell do you know anything? Did you pick this up off of Twitter again? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Twitter's not useful, but I feel like you're listening to people, or you're only half listening to what the argument is. You take what you want and then you run with it, instead of catching the whole thing. So when people in your comment section or in your stream chat bring this up to you, they end up getting blocked because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But you can't say yourself that you're a successful business person when the very people that you're blocking are the very people keeping you afloat. So it's very obvious that somewhere down the line you don't know, at least fully, what you're talking about. And more importantly, Phil, as it pertains to your insurance thing, I'm just going to say it right now. Why even have it? If you're paying, allegedly Phil pays between $300 and $400 a month for insurance, yeah? Allegedly. And he don't use it, right? And he doesn't use it. And when he does use it, there's it costs an enormous amount of money to go and get checked out. Ridiculous amounts. It's laughable, to say the very least. If that's the case, Phil, don't pay for don't pay for insurance, and then take the hit at the end of the year. Because when you get really sick, like right now, even though you said it's just a really bad cold, but you're talking like you're damn near dying, you wouldn't go and see the doctor anyway. When's the last time you had a physical, to be honest? When's the last time you know what I'm saying, went and had your eyes checked? Because you do wear glasses, Phil. When's the last time you went and got those teeth checked out? When's the last time you did anything at all? So you pay all this money for insurance that would cover at least the basics, and you won't even do it because, oh, it costs me too much. Then why even have insurance? Take the hit at the end of the year. I think you'll make out a little bit more if you took the hit at the end of the year than what you keep paying now. I mean, that's all alleged, of course, but, you know, I would have to actually go to some people and crunch some numbers, but that's my general thought. Because no matter how bad the cold was, ladies and gentlemen, he probably should have went and got himself checked out. He certainly hasn't had a physical. I can almost guarantee that. So who knows what kind of shape he's in. And then this is the same person who told us after he went through all of his excuses on why he needs help. Oh, I have an ailment, but I don't want to talk about it. But if I've had it, you know, for a number of years or most of my life or whatever, but I don't want to speak on that until the time comes up. And yet the man has insurance, but he won't get all that squared away and checked out. Same thing with his back. Didn't he say he was moving to Seattle from Connecticut so he could help his back? So he could get back surgery or whatever the case may be? And then made all kinds of excuses once he got there on why he didn't need to do it? Oh, the Seattle air just cured him all of a sudden. So you're telling me it's going to cure your back, but it can't cure your sinus problem? Or at least it didn't help, the environment didn't help you get better? And even if the environment did work, his personal environment, his personal habitat didn't. I don't know. Let's continue.
So I'm the guy who has to pay for all the people who get the free health insurance. So I'm paying $300+ a month for health insurance that if I were to walk into a doctor right now, $70 because I walked into the door. Oh, you need medicine? At minimum $30 up to $150 for your medicine. Oh, you need a test? Not covered by the insurance. That's hundreds of dollars. All right, so it sucks.
Now, just in case any of you guys are wondering where he pulls this from, this, oh, I wish I had thought about that, but I was saving that for a gout and wine anyway. This all comes from when he had gout, and he was going through all the problems that had to do with that. So, you know, that's where this all comes from.
It's a shitty situation. I've talked about this many times over the years. I'm not going to go into a big diatribe about it tonight. Basically, for me to go to the doctor, I have to have hundreds, if not $1,000 ready to pay at a moment's notice because I'm probably not going to get covered for whatever I'm going there for. Okay? For a cold, it would be one thing if, like, this week I had the sore throat and it lasted 5 straight days. It's the worst sore throat I've ever had. And I'm looking at my throat was inflamed in the mirror. I can see it looks disgusting. And there's sores and shit on my throat. Then I probably would have went to the doctor. But I knew this was a normal cold because it was progressing through the stages of a normal cold. I mean, my glands in my neck are swollen just like when you have a normal cold. Like, everything you expect from a normal cold happened this week. So I knew what was going on, okay? I knew exactly what was going on. And I said, there's no reason for me to go to the doctor. At any point, they're just going to say, you have a bad cold. Rest, don't work, get as much sleep as you can, drink a bunch of fluids, you know, don't eat a lot of junk food, and, you know, try to rest up and your symptoms will pass. And that's exactly what it's been told every single time I've gone to the doctor for something like this my entire life. And that's why I can't just go to the doctor for something like this. Okay? I can't. You know, I apologize to everyone that I was, you know, Monday I was supposed to do a Christmas Eve podcast, didn't happen. Wednesday I was supposed to do a full day of streaming, didn't happen. I did one stream that I sounded terrible. Thursday I was supposed to do a full day of streaming, didn't happen. Yesterday was my day off, and today I was supposed to do an early stream, didn't happen. It sucks. It's life, okay? But we're moving on. I'm going to do my best, definitely do my best, to push forward, to feel better, to stream moving forward. But I gotta be careful, because if I overwork myself, I'm just gonna be right back where I was. Or if I overwork myself to the point where I'm stressed and I'm tired, this sickness could come back. I don't want that to happen. I'm at the point now where I've gone through all the goddamn symptoms. So tonight, that's why I said we're either doing Minecraft or we're doing Blackout. Let's do something chill tonight. So there's not a lot of pressure. It's more relaxing. Okay? And it's just, you know, it's a nice chill experience. All right, it is. And that's what we're doing tonight. Okay, we're going to do some Blackout. You guys voted on Twitter. Over 600 people voted. And you guys said, I want to see Blackout tonight. That's what you're going to see. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what you guys want. I'm only doing one major stream tomorrow because I figure, number one, let's not push our luck. Let's do one big stream tomorrow and see how it goes. Plus, I've got a lot of shit now this week I didn't get done. I've got a giant stack of bills. A bunch of shit I'm supposed to be doing around the house that I didn't get to because I was so sick I couldn't even fucking do anything. I couldn't even sit up to pay bills. Like, I wasn't conscious enough, and I've already made mistakes paying bills recently. I was like, I can't pay these bills when I'm delirious with fucking head congestion and shit, and then I end up double paying or not paying. So, I have a lot of shit I need to do tomorrow night. So, tomorrow night, I'm not streaming. I'll just do one major stream tomorrow, Sunday. The question is, what do you want to see tomorrow, okay? I guess there's two options. The options would be, do you want to see... Actually, there's three options. Do you want to see Black Ops 4 multiplayer? Do you want to see Smash Brothers Ultimate multiplayer? Or do you...
All right, sorry, let me cut in real quick. So, that's the editor again. All right, so as it pertains to... as it pertains to his insurance, it's whatever. It's just a lot of stupid excuses. And like I said, a lot of the information he threw at you was stems, excuse me, from his situation with gout, and probably some of the situation that happened with Panda, which caused the whole emergency stream, which ended up causing her to leave. But that's neither here nor there. But we'll address all that stuff later on. As it pertains to him, because of head congestion, being delirious, and accidentally paying bills or double paying bills and so on and so forth. If you guys saw my first broadcast back, I had said, because the fact that his interest rates were about to shoot up, right? Because he had his 0 APR for a set amount of months, and now they were going to go ahead and adjust to what he agreed for them to be when he signed up for his new credit card or whatever the case may be. I think what happened is he sat there and double paid 1, 2, maybe even 3 different bills, credit card bills in particular, so he could try to pay down those balances as quickly as possible before the interest rate shot up. And then masquerades it as some crazy, stupid lie. And that, oh, I was so stressed out and so delirious that I ended up paying the same bill twice. I mean, it's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me. But Phil is an idiot, so, you know, take it for what you will. At least that's my general thoughts on it. And like I said, if you're really that sick, if you're really that down and out, then wait. You know what I'm saying? Or have Kat do it. She lives with you. She's your soulmate. She's the one that you want to marry one day. You can't trust her to pay a couple of bills? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said last year, I think this is an arrangement. And ladies and gentlemen, as the year has gone on, he's only proved that. And I think this is a great example of it. She lives in that house. She's putting money in on stuff. You're telling me that she couldn't pay a couple of those bills out of her own account? And, you know what I'm saying, you could just compensate her later? Do you guys not have a joint checking account? Is there no means for her to cut a check for this situation? You have the money. You can pay her back. Or you can just wait till the next day. No one's telling you to sit there and work it off like that. I don't know.
I want to see the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Endgame, where I figure if I do one major stream of like 4 hours, I should be able to gain enough levels to fight the Medusa. So we may actually be able to finish everything in the game, okay? Those are the options for tomorrow. And then Monday, okay, I'm going to do my podcast, finally. Yes, it's going to be now the New Year's Eve podcast. It's supposed to be the Christmas Eve podcast. A week later, it's going to be the New Year's Eve podcast, where we're going to cover all this stuff going on. So much to talk about now with the whole week gone, right? And then on New Year's Eve, I'm going to be doing probably Minecraft, I'm thinking, okay? And then probably Tuesday, maybe if I'm up to it, I'll return back to Final Fantasy IV for a major stream, and then maybe we'll bring back Blackout or something. I don't know. I want to play it by ear. I don't want to overpromise for you guys and then end up feeling like shit again. So let's see. Let's play it by ear and see how stuff goes. But tonight, Blackout. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what to do. It could be Black Ops 4 multiplayer. It could be Smash multiplayer, or it could be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I'm not sure what you guys want to see, okay? But it's not going to be Minecraft tomorrow. Maybe I'll do another overnight poll and see what people vote for. All right. So anyway, thanks everyone. Seriously,
but what's the point of doing a poll when you've already chosen? He's essentially already chosen the games that he wants to play, and at the end of the day, despite the poll, he's just going to play what he wants regardless. It's not like he is on the straight and narrow when it comes to polls. So what's the point? I don't know.
Being patient. This week has sucked for me. It really sucked because I planned this time with Kat. I was gonna have a day and a half, 2 days with her, and I'm gonna be very honest. I'm not gonna go into it now because we're gonna do the podcast on Monday. But basically, our Christmas kind of sucked, and it's my fault for being sick. Like, we had all these things. We were like, man, we're gonna cook and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and we still did it. But it's like when you're sick, you can't put in your full positive efforts. You know what I mean? Like, we made these cupcakes that we made, and like, we didn't even eat them. I had like 2, she had like 2, and we never even ate them.
Now, when you say we, Phil, do you mean like how like with you and Panda, where she made everything and you just took pictures for Instagram? Is that what you mean by we? I'm just curious, just for the audience. I just want to have some clarification on what exactly we did when it comes to that situation. I mean, did you wash any dishes? Did you clean off the counter? Did you reach into the cupboard to pull the actual plate out? Like, what exactly did you do in that equation? What did you contribute to that? I'm just asking. I'm nitpicking, I know.
Rest all week, and it's like, this sucks. This is supposed to be our first Christmas together, our holiday week. Super excited, and it ended up kind of being deflating. In fact, I'd say yesterday was a much better day. Yesterday we spent all day together. Much better day than Christmas was, because I felt a lot better. So anyway, what I want to do some shout-outs to a few people. I can't do all your shout-outs because a lot of you guys have been cheering when I haven't been here, and I can't sit here for a half hour doing shout-outs. But I will say to a few people, Golden Colts did a lot of cheers when I wasn't here. Poopster did a few cheers. Mendon Inside subscribed to the channel. Battle Duck 9000 resubscribed. Freddy Ballsy did a cheer. And Take a Glow did a cheer. And now we'll get to these people actually cheer now during the stream. We've got Take a Glow. Did 150-bit cheers. Did you or Kat get any games on sale during the Steam and PlayStation Christmas sales? We bought nothing. First of all, I was supposed to be making money all this week. I made no money because I wasn't streaming. I made zero, okay? Like, zero on Twitch. And YouTube, who knows? I'm sure YouTube, I'm not uploading any new videos. I probably made nothing over there too. So I spent no money because I've made no money. And the bottom line is I've got bills now due starting on the 1st of January. I don't know how I'm going to pay them because I don't have the money for them. It may be that they all are overdue for 2 weeks, and it ruins my credit until I get paid.
And yet again, people have told him, just call. Just call. I'm sorry. Just call those institutes and be like, hey, I need you guys to extend or to give me a grace period. I guess that's what you do. I don't know. But give me a grace period for such and such time so I can pay these bills without it being overdrafted or overdrawn. Most companies, when it comes to your phone bill, for example, cell phone bill for sure, your cable bill, I know for sure, they'll do that. I don't know about the electric company. I was always taught that you never, ever, ever push the limits on on any of your bills, but certainly not the electric company, especially for Phil. He needs the lights on for his business, right? So, yet again, you can make a couple of phone calls, and you can have those pay dates extended. It's not hard, but he's not a people person, so it's funny how he can talk to PayPal and work out this whole situation with the trolls like King Tut and all these chargebacks and everything, but he can't call his own companies. His own utility companies and explain his situation in a rational type of way and ask for an extension. But he can deal with these major corporations that deal with money all day, every day. He can walk in and play ball all day with them. But when it comes to his utilities or his bills or his obligations, he can't do anything. He's completely impotent to whatever the situation is. There you go. DSP News.
Twitch, and then I start paying them. I don't even know. I seriously have no clue what to do because this sucks and there's nothing I can do about it. When I'm sick, I can't work. If any other job, I had an office job, I could force my way into work to sit there and type the keys on the keyboard. You know what I mean? But this is a job.
Wait. You said earlier though that you didn't want to put yourself in a position where you would feel so bad paying bills that you would end up accidentally paying bills twice. you said that you had head congestion that was so bad that you felt like you were going to pass out. So you were willing to walk into an office situation and be willing to type all day in a cubicle, because trust me, you're not going to move far enough to get your own office. You were willing to get into a situation like that where you have deadlines that need to be met. You're working on projects with other people, and your half of that project needs to be done at such and such time so everybody else can get all of their shit together. You can go ahead and put yourself into what would be considered a high stress situation, but yet you can't play video games? You can't press the buttons on a controller, but you can type, but you're willing to take this to a keyboard and type all this out? Are you serious? Oh, is that why you were on Twitter all of those days that you were off, you know, with that really bad head cold? You were on Twitter, didn't skip a beat, but you couldn't press these buttons to play a video game. You couldn't press these buttons to stream. You couldn't press these buttons to edit some videos. But you were willing, but you can take this to a 9 to 5. Ah, I see. That makes a lot of sense.
I have to be here to talk to you constantly, and if I can't do that, I can't make money. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Just being honest. But no, I spent no money because the only money that I had was to run errands yesterday, like grocery shopping and things we need for around the house that we ran out of that we need right away. Outside of that, I spent no money because I have no money. Okay?
Another thing, too. Kat works every day. Or she works 5 days a week, whatever the case may be. You're telling me she can't hit a grocery store or something on the way home? I've been thinking about this for a long time. Why is it that you guys have to run errands once a week when she could easily, since she actually leaves the house, she couldn't actually go off and do grocery shopping during the week? And, I mean, not on her day off. I mean, for example, if she's working in the evening, excuse me, she could get up early, go off, do some shopping at the grocery store that's like literally right across the street from his community, grab what they need, come back. You know, just some little things to get them through. Instead of you guys essentially, at least the way Phil describes it, lets everything they need run out in the house before they have to go out together to do shopping. When, in truth, Kat's probably in better shape than you are. Remember, Phil, you got a bad back. You can't lift 50 pounds without a cart to assist you. I'm sure Kat can lift way more than that. All right, just curious.
I am the night cheered and said, dude, holy crap, I thought you were dead and never coming back. Just saying, if only speaking was holding you back, would have understood. But if you just played in silence too, the face has muscle. See, this is ridiculous. Yes, I'm sure you all would have attended every day if I sat here with excruciating head pressure to the point where I could barely keep my eyes open and stay conscious. You would want to see me try to play a game. Okay, that's really good for me and for you guys, right?
But you're the one who just said that you're willing to take this to an office job, though. You could manage it at a 9 to 5, but you can't manage it playing some video games? I know, I'm just nitpicking at this point. Sorry about that.
Ridiculous, because there were some people that were just completely understanding this week and were really nice to me, and I want to say thank you to anyone who was. But on the flip side, you got the complete asshats who were like, Phil's not streaming because he's sick. Oh, what a baby. Or he doesn't care. It's like, what the fuck? I am sitting here, Christmas week, you know, this week that I plan to spend with Kat and have special time and put on all these special events for all of you. I was some of the worst I've ever felt in the past few years being sick. And people got to be negative dicks about it. Like, what the fuck? I just don't understand people. Like, how can you be like that? You know? How can you have zero feeling of any kind of sympathy or empathy like you've never been sick before yourself, right? Like, get the fuck out of here. These people are just insane. I just don't even know what to say, man.
You do realize, Phil, that people do go to work when they're sick, right? People do go to work if they have the cold. If they have the flu, that's a different situation. But people go to work with the cold all the time and do not bitch and complain like you do. And you just play video games. That's why they're coming at you like that. I guess you didn't get the memo. It's okay, Phil.
But anyway... Deathproof resub for the 3rd month in a row. Said, yay, Phil's back. I'm waiting for this resub to show. Very nice. Thank you, Deathproof. Lucifer Soul tipped me $10. Thank you very much. Says, you never got to finish Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Besides your horse not being able to return, I think it would have been a good playthrough. I don't remember much about the playthrough, quite frankly. Just being honest with you at this point, it was years and years ago. And I remember there were some things about it I liked, and some things about the game I really didn't like. Like, I thought that a lot of the things of the game were a lot outdated, and it made it kind of a grindy feel to it. But in reality, I actually think doing a game like that today would work compared to back then. If you remember, what was that, 2015?
Phil, stop stalling. You don't remember the game. Just tell him, hey, you don't remember, and move on. You... I don't know why he does that. Like, okay, what he does at times is kind of like you walking up, like let's say you're in the mall or something, right? And you walk up on someone and they're like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a long time, how you doing? You're like, oh, hey, I'm such and such, I went to school with you at yada 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 yada. I have no problem, ladies and gentlemen, with telling up someone that I do not remember, hey man, I'm sorry dude, I do not remember you. You got to jog my memory a little bit. And if they're like, oh well, I was cool with such and such, such and such, okay, then that might help jog it. But if I don't remember you, I'm not gonna try to pretend like I do. I feel like that's very, it's obviously dishonest, but it's I don't know, I feel awkward. Like, I feel bad if I, for whatever reason, forget, if I don't remember somebody for whatever reason. Maybe because I'm just having a bad day. Maybe because I just don't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because I just don't remember you. Because of the amount of time that went by. Whatever the case may be. But I don't think you're hurting someone's feelings by saying, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Can tell me something that'll jog my memory a little bit? Who else do you know that I might know?" And so on and so forth. I've done that quite a few times. And people are like, "Oh yeah, this person right here, yada 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 yada." And then it's like, "Okay, cool. Now I got an idea. How you doing?" That's all Phil has to do is be like, I don't remember that playthrough, man. I'm really sorry. And then just move on to the next question. Just disregard it and go on to the next cheer. Instead of you sitting there trying to engage with this person in something that in a game that Phil may have not even played. It's futile what Phil's doing, and it's amazing that he keeps doing it. It's just like when he, Tevin's pointed this out before. So was Theo, actually. When people ask him questions that he obviously has no business answering because he knows nothing about the subject, but he'll try to bullshit it, or he'll try to bullshit his way through the question, by being extremely vague. And it's very obvious to anybody that you don't know what you're talking about. Just say you don't know. It's fine. Nobody knows everything. Just say you don't know, or say you're not familiar with it. If you don't want to say you don't know, if you want to hold on to what little bit of confidence that you have, Phil, just say you're not familiar with it. Move on. It's not hard.
Something like that. That was before I converted to a full-time streamer, right? So it wasn't about entertaining the stream viewers. It was about entertaining the YouTube masses. And the YouTube masses hated it. They thought it was boring. They wanted something new. Remember, people who watch me on YouTube typically watch me for two reasons. Either brand new releases or rage-inducing games such as the Dark Souls franchise, or From Software games, or Grand Theft Auto, or fighting games, that kind of stuff. They don't really turn out for, a random retro game that Phil's decided to play, right? You guys do. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've been playing these games recently, like, right now I'm playing Final Fantasy IV. Before that, I played Dragon Quest XI. A long-ass RPG playthrough like Persona 5. I don't think those ever would have been possible previously. I don't think anyone would have cared. But now you guys do, because of my streaming audience being so interactive with me and caring about what I'm doing live on stream. It changes the whole way I do stuff. So honestly, I think now, if I were to do a stream or a playthrough of Oblivion, it would work. But I don't think that back then it did. I think that back then I was doing a different kind of product, and the people who were consuming that product, the YouTube viewers, hated it, and that's why I stopped playing it eventually. Okay. Okay. Deathproof cheered, said, "Happy late Christmas. Hope you recovered. Missed your streaming." I mean, I've done as much as I could. I've recovered as much as I can at this point. I don't think waiting is going to do anything better for me. You know what I mean? Let's see here. By the way, who's the top cheerer? It is Take a Glow. I gotta get Take a Glow up there.
Yeah, you see how quickly he kind of, I wouldn't say deflected, but how he passed on that last question? He should have done the same thing for the question before. Hey man, I don't remember a lot about that, but thanks anyway. And then just keep it moving. But yet I don't know why he lets people put him in positions like that. In truth though, he puts himself in that position, but you know what I mean.
Before I forget to put him up there on the leaderboard. Okay. Hold on. Shit, I fucked up. Shit. 50 bits. Once I actually start playing the game, I'll probably have a lozenge here to lubricate my throat. I'm not used to talking. Like, I haven't been talking much at all this week, so. Ace H here, so please take it easy on the stream. Hey, this is Blackout. This is not a very demanding gameplay style. It's more about me just talking with you guys. So, this should be a more fun, laid-back stream than usual. Two Bar King cheer, thank you, Two Bar King. Road Rash cheer, thank you, Road Rash. Insomniatic Meat has resale for the 25th month in a row. Thank you, Insomniatic Meat. Xbox One is garbage cheer, or tip me $2, excuse me. It says, what is post-nasal drip? I don't mind you have it. I'm watching it for years. There's no medication or a cure. Honestly, just curious. There's no cure. Even surgery. Some people tried having surgery and things to fix it. Doesn't guarantee to work at all. It's excessive production of mucus. And because of the design of your throat, it pours down the back. Some people don't have this issue because their throat is formed differently. I just happen to be in the bad luck group. My dad has it as well, so it's a hereditary thing. The only thing I could ever do...
Now, imagine going through your whole life, right? Blaming other people for your own shortcomings. I've said this before, but I really want to... Like I said earlier, thanks, Aunt, for the gout. Thanks, Mom, for the greasy hair, or balding, or whatever that case may be. Thanks, Dad, for the post-nasal drip. Are you fucking serious? When does personal accountability become a factor in this equation? You can do things to manage some of these problems, but yet, oh, it's not my fault. I was born like this. It's all these guys' fault, and I'm just stuck with it. And he's okay with that. He's okay with that. You can't just go through life blaming everybody for every little shit. And you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do, Phil, when your parents die? And let's be perfectly honest now. Let's go ahead and be real for a minute, Phil. You know, you're supposed to be the realest guy on YouTube. What are you going to do when mommy and daddy die? Who are you going to blame then? You're going to blame mommy and daddy now because they can't give you money each month anymore because they're dead? What are you going to do? When you have to sell their house, if you decide to sell it, what are you going to do about their affairs? What are you going to do about the bills and stuff that they have? I would hope that your parents have insurance. You know what I mean? Life insurance especially, on both of them, hopefully, so they can cover some of their obligations at the time of them passing. And this way, you don't get stuck with their burden. And they may even, you know, be able to put a little bit of something in there for yourself. But when they pass away and mommy and daddy aren't there no more, then what are you going to do? You're going to jump on stream and say, oh, I'm such a sad little piggy because mommy and daddy aren't there no more? Mommy and daddy can't give me money no more because they're no longer here? You're going to sit there and go off and start pouting and saying, I miss my parents, this, that, and the third? You're going to do it then? Because you haven't seen your parents in what, 4 years, Phil? You don't bring them up unless you talk about your finances. So are you going to go ahead and play that song and dance? Oh, I miss my parents so much because they're no longer here. Oh, I used to talk to my parents all the time. But you've told us when you talk to your parents, it's usually because of money. It's usually because of your issues. So what are you going to do when they're no longer there? And whose fault is it going to be then? Because your father, if I remember correctly, because I know you talked about that recently, your father's up there in age, and he still works a 9 to 5. And you said that his back is even worse than yours. But yet he gets up every day and goes to work. You can't, though. For whatever reason. You can't. But this guy right here, that's like 30 plus years your senior, can. What are you going to do when daddy ain't there no more? What are you going to do when mommy ain't there no more? And she can't justify your bad behavior. Who are you going to blame then? Dspnews?
Is to constantly pop decongestants. Like, I'd be basically addicted to them to the point where I'd have to take more increasingly powerful decongestants to have an effect, because when you take a drug more and more, you become more immune to it. I don't want to become addicted to decongestants. I take them every once in a while when I absolutely deem that I need them. And not every day is bad. Not every day is so bad. It really depends on things like the humidity, the climate, you know, me, myself, am I sick or not? But obviously when I get a cold, it just compounds the fact that not only do I have a cold already, but now I also have this fucking faucet of phlegm. It's like, wow, it's a double whammy. Not only am I already sick, but now I get this too. So, you know, last night, a normal person probably would have been able to sleep last night. But as soon as I go to lay down to go to sleep, it's like...
Ladies and gentlemen, when's the last time you remember anybody, friends, family, co-workers, whoever, who complained this much about being sick and not having the flu? If you have the flu, you have a reason to bitch. But this man doesn't have, this pig does not have the flu. And this is how he decides to stand on his soapbox. This is what he decides to project. Oy.
Tickle, 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 for, you know, 5 straight hours, and it sucks ass. And by the way, I've been taking Mucinex, I've been taking decongestants. It's not that I haven't been taking them. I'm already on them. You know what I mean? There's not much else that can be done. So, that's life, I guess. Okay? Alright. Jack Spartacus tipped me $1. Thank you, Jack Spartacus, for the $1 tip. By the way, guys, if you even believe it, it's December 29th. The last time I really, like, seriously streamed with you guys, I would say was the 23rd. So, a week is left me. And a whole week when I would have been able to be using these cool holiday things. This is the last couple days, starting on New Year's Day. No more Christmas decorations, no more Christmas pop-ups. So last couple of days for you guys to get in and use them and everything. Apologies that there was a whole fucking week here that basically was lost. Again, it's just a terrible situation. All right. Big Roach Cheer says, I don't mean this in a negative way, but you could afford healthcare if you didn't buy a huge house and car. What an idiot. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. Has nothing to fucking do with anything. I don't have a huge house that I can't afford. I don't have a crazy expensive car. You don't know what you're talking about. You listen to all the wrong people. You should mind your own fucking business. Okay. Davey, hold me closer, cheers. Says, what are you doing with Kat for New Year's? Well, this sucks, but she's working. So because she's working, I'm working. So when she gets home, we're going to celebrate New Year's together in our own way. But it just sucks because she has to work that night. So... This really does blow, but there's not much you can do about it. At least she was here for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but she has to work, so it sucks. All right, shout out to Kate's Like Jack, I almost said. Kate's Like Jack. Let's try that again. Cats Like Jake cheered and said, hold on, I screwed up. I was thinking of your next retroactive event in honor of the holidays. Why don't you watch back some of your old Christmas videos? I watched a few a couple days ago. It was nice seeing you setting up the tree over the years. You had some neat ornaments. The banana condom, and shout out to the Christmas pickle. I mean, yes, I mean, I would want to. I think that would be something cool. But I would want to watch the really old school stuff. Like, you know why. There's personal stuff in there that I don't want to even bring up. I don't want to dig up old shit from the past that's going to be harmful or painful to me.
He means panda. He means panda. Which, like I said, we're going to... Oh, my God. We're going to definitely go over that in the... We'll end up going over that in the emergency video, because I mean, people have been speculating for a while on why he ended up doing that video in the first place. Revenge porn to some degree, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I think he found out that Panda was cheating on him, and he couldn't live with it, if I had to guess. But anyway, we'll address that when we cross that bridge.
And get drama going on the streams. So more than likely, there was the times when I did it early, like in my early YouTube career, back in Connecticut in the condo. Yeah, I could probably do that. I think I did like a year or two where I did the tree by myself. That'd be kind of...
That would be the years that Panda wasn't there.
Christmas specials back. Could be pretty neat, I think. Or even my Game of the Year award countdowns and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool, I think. That's a good idea. Hey, guys, retrospective event is happening next month. Hint, hint. Guess what? It's the 29th of December. You only have 2 days left to pledge to my Patreon and to make, to nominate those things that you want to see in the retrospective event in January. So this is a great opportunity. If you pledge to my Patreon $5 or more by the end of this month, you will be able to do that next month. Okay. So just throwing that out there. I mean, I've had a week here that I haven't been able to promote it. Good idea. Check it out. Patreon.com/DarkSydePhil. Okay. Ace H here says, have you ever played a game with a Paragon Renegade system? You're emotionally connected as playing on the Renegade, playing Mass Effect 2, and it's happening. That's the only games I've ever had that system, I think. I mean, honestly, when I played Mass Effect 1 and 2, it kind of made me, you know, it was like revolutionary, like something new. I'm sure there's other RPGs over the years that have done it, but those are the only real major ones that I've had that had that kind of system in it. And honestly, yeah, I kind of felt more like I wanted to be more Paragon than Renegade. Although, you know, I found ways to abuse the system in Mass Effect 1 and be both, which is hilarious, so. Pool closed to me $6. Says, did you watch the Infinity War yet? No, I didn't. A lot of people have been saying, well, you've been so sick. What have you watched? Nothing. I've been sick, dude. When I say I'm sick, I don't mean, oh, I'm sick, so that means I can sit around and watch television. I mean, I'm so sick, I'm barely conscious. I'm sleeping, like, excessively because I need to, because my body is so fucking beat that I absolutely need to sleep extra in order to even function. Another thing you guys gotta realize, okay? Basically, this week, not only was I sick, but I was detoxing from caffeine, okay? And you may not realize this. I drink at least one Kickstart a day. Usually it's just one. So usually it's one, but that's a big jolt of caffeine that I usually have every morning when I start streaming. So I didn't have that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I didn't have it today. That's 6 days I didn't have caffeine. So my body's detoxing from that, and it's like a double whammy because not only am I sick, but now it's probably also having withdrawals from having no caffeine that is used to getting that in the morning. Okay? So, you know, it's
okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is someone who said that he doesn't want to take decongestants, and he doesn't want to take other, and I guess that's the reason why he doesn't want to use cough drops too. He wants to have lozenges, but he doesn't want to use any cough drops that would help him in the long run over lozenges. Whatever. But he doesn't want to take decongestants or any type of medication over a long term because he's afraid that he's going to become addicted to it or he's going to have to go to something harder. Okay, Phil. I mean, unless you're taking stuff with opiums in it, whatever. But you'll take these Nestle Kickstarts, or sorry, not Nestle. You'll take these Mountain Dew Kickstarts every day. You have your gout tea. You have all this extra shit that you do every single day. And you're talking about you're going through withdrawals because of it. I've had energy drinks too. I've never felt a withdrawal from energy drinks, soda. I don't really, I drink coffee occasionally, but you know me, I'm more of a cappuccino type person. There's plenty of stuff I do on a daily basis and I don't get withdrawals. I'm sure a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? Coffee, if you're a super heavy coffee drinker, if you're someone who has multiple cups a day, but that's definitely not you. But yet, now we're talking about going through withdrawals. Okay, man. All right. Sure, whatever.
probably a double whammy there. So I haven't done any of that. People say, have you watched the new movie Bird Box? Did you see the Infinity Wars now on Netflix? No. In fact, the little time that I've watched stuff, there's a show that I've been watching with Kat. It's a pet doctor who treats exotic pets, and it's from National Geographic Channel, and it's on Hulu, and we've been watching it. We watched like a whole season of it. It's been really good. We're actually learning a lot about animals, which is kind of cool.
Not watching a whole lot of TV, but ran through a whole season. Okay.
And we've also been watching, if you can believe it, anyone remember the cartoon Rugrats? Yeah, the cartoon Rugrats. Which I used to watch when I was young, much younger. Kat did too. And it was on Hulu. We just started watching it. We're like, this is a great show. Like, we actually really like this show.
So I couldn't watch any of the shows that you guys recommended, or I didn't watch them, but I watched all this stuff here. Okay. Keep in mind, though, ladies and gentlemen, he was super sick, right? He could barely keep his eyes open. He was afraid he was going to pass out, so on and so forth. But they can do this. And watching nostalgic cartoons isn't a bad thing. That's fine. You know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, old school episodes of, like, Ren and Stimpy, Doug, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yeah, I said it. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage the Cowardly Dog. All day, every day. Come at me, bro. I can understand having some of those nostalgias. But, whatever. Whatever. Dspnews.
And it's funny because you remember stuff, you know, from when you were much younger. Watching the show. So we would watch some Rugrats and stuff like that. That's what we've been watching. No, we have not. I have not watched any of this new stuff that people have been talking about. And I watched wrestling this week. I got caught up on Raw and SmackDown and WWE UK and NXT, that kind of stuff. And that's about it. That's all I've done. And basically laid around delirious from being sick as shit. Okay? Take a glow cheers says, I'll keep contributing so you can get Ace Combat 7 Phil. Well, I am considering playing Ace Combat 7 next month, in January. In fact, we're going to talk about that on Monday's podcast. I'm actually going to be talking all about this on the podcast. So all the games that I'm planning on playing in the next like 4, 5, 6 months. Because I have some plans. I don't want to spoil anything. I got a lot to talk about on Monday as long as I can do this podcast, okay? Ace Combat is in consideration for being played next month, okay? Liza for Soul tipped me another $10. Thank you, Liza for Soul. And said, let's see here. People seem to love your WWE simulations mainly because of your commentary. Maybe do a special WrestleMania Sims event. Are you saying... Now, wait a minute. Are you saying... like do another Sims for what? For every once in a while, or
what the hell is hard about this? Do another wrestling simulator that you did like you did for the for your holiday simulation. There isn't no meta to this. Do another one, please, and thank you.
See, oh, I see what he's saying. WrestleMania specifically, he's saying. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Back when I used to do Smart Guys, all right, this was my wrestling commentary show. I used to
whoa. It wasn't yours. It was you and John. There was 2 of you on that show, if I remember correctly. Jesus Christ, Phil. You're trying to now you want to erase John from existence. Okay.
Sims over the course of the year. I used to do Sims right before Christmas. Then I would do Sims. Actually, I would do Sims right when the game first came out in October, typically. Then, before Christmas. Then I would do one for, like, the Royal Rumble. Then I would usually do one for WrestleMania. And then sometimes I would even do one for SummerSlam. However, since I stopped doing the commentary show, not many people really come by to talk about wrestling anymore. All right, just being honest here. They don't. A lot of that viewer base that used to be coming by to hear about my thoughts on wrestling, they're gone. And it sucks because that was something different that I did that was outside of the realm of gaming that I enjoyed. But it kind of went away when... I'm not going to get into it, but you know what happened there, the story, when I was 100% planning on continuing doing the show with Rambo, and he had other ideas and never told me about it. So basically it died. And...
Well, that's new. So, okay, well, I guess this is new lore. It's certainly something we haven't heard about. But wait a second, Phil. I mean, okay, so you wanted to continue it. John had other plans, which really was he had other obligations, and you weren't his priority, nor were you his responsibility. And he went on and dealt with his real life, and you got pouty and got mad. But Phil, you did say this was your show, so you couldn't have carried that on by yourself? Are you saying that you weren't capable of doing it? You didn't have the creativity to do it? You had to bounce off somebody else to make it entertaining? Is it because, or does that only justify why your fan base kept saying, where's John? Where's John? When's John going to come back? I'm just asking. I'm curious, Phil, because, you know, you make it sound like that, you know, you and John complimented each other, but you're the one with the following and John just complimented whatever you guys did together. But in truth, most people say that whatever you did with John was successful, not because of you, but because of John and how you reacted to John. Because if any of you guys who have been around, if you see some of his, his co-op with Panda, and then you see it with John, his co-op with Panda is just, it's terrible. It's just terrible. But with John, though, it's a beat, it's there. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that Phil brings a lot to that situation per se. I feel like John's really the comic relief, and Phil just feeds off of that like he does off anybody else. But that's subjective, I suppose.
As much as I would have liked to revive it, I never really found a way to do it that would have been the original formula. I think people would have hated it because it didn't sound like the original show, so I never revived it. So when I stopped doing the show, people basically stopped being interested in my Sims. And what I found is, you know, way dwindling returns. Like, I used to do those Sims, I'm not exaggerating, tens of thousands of views on every single video. Because they would go viral on YouTube, and people would watch them and be like, holy shit, this is amazing, these cool fantasy Sims this guy's doing. And now, sadly, it just doesn't happen anymore. So, you know, now I do it, and I don't even get 1,000 views on each video. And here I am, like, destroying my voice doing this commentary, you know. So I love The Sims. Don't get me wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe I have the game. Maybe I'll do one around WrestleMania time, another fantasy sim or something. But right now, it's certainly not anything a major concern. All right. I am the Night. Cheers. If you're gonna replay one Souls game, do it on PC. No. Can't do that. Very hard for me to do anything on PC. When I usually do, there's frame rate issues, and I would just do it on console, and I would do the remastered version that has the 60 frames. Limited Swaggins tipped $5. Says, Phil, do you have a rough schedule for the year-end series? Really enjoy your Game of the Year awards. I do not, because Swaggins, sadly, everything's been thrown into monstrous disarray. I would have loved to tell you, oh yeah, this week it's coming. I have no clue. It depends on my health. It depends on how things go this week. I've got, you know, basically the way I see it, I need to do my podcast on Christmas Eve. Oh my God. I need to do my podcast on New Year's Eve. I need to at least get into the flow of doing things normally again. And then maybe after like 3, 4, 5 days of me doing normal streams and I'm okay, right? I'm not sick or nothing and I'm good. Then maybe I'll say, okay, we're going to do a special stream today. It's going to be the disappointing games and Game of the Year awards countdowns. And what I'll do is I'll take time one night to take some time to get the video footage together that I need to do it. And then we can do a live stream of it or whatever. But I'm not stressing about it whatsoever, because at this point, you know what I mean? Like, I just got to get back into the swing of streaming normally before I worry about doing a special event. So that's just being honest with you, okay? All right, Freddie Ballsy did a 200-bit cheer. That actually makes him the top cheer of the night. He says, I'm going to make a game one day for you to play. What kind of game would you play? I'm thinking side-scroller or RPG. Sure. Either of those would be good. Classic side-scroller. Mega Man-style game. Maybe a shoot-'em-up. Maybe an action-based beat-'em-up. I love 2D beat-'em-ups, man. Those used to be back in the day. Friggin' Ninja Turtles arcade game. Final Fight. You know, Simpsons. That's good shit right there. Dude, remember Castle Crashers? That game was very popular when I first started on YouTube, and I did a playthrough of it that did really well. And then they went on to do other kinds of games, which kind of sucked. If they had made like more Castle Crasher style games, I think they would have been really popular. But they went off and did like other weird shit that I never really got into. But yeah, you know, that's good stuff. And then Take a Glow did a 200-bit cheer and said, what do you think of the Macho Man Randy Savage? I think he's one of the all-time greats. I loved him back in the day when he was very popular in WWE. I never really watched him in WCW at all, because I wasn't a big WCW guy at all. I was pretty much just WWE. And, you know, rest in peace, Macho, because he was one of the best, in my opinion. Okay, I think we're going to get started. There's actually gameplay on this stream, guys, but understandably, you guys had a lot to talk about, and I get that. Let me see how we're doing on subs here. We are doing terribly. We have lost 2 subs. It is the end of the world, and, you know, that's it. Nukes are nukes are hitting, because we lost 2 subs now. It's not a big deal. All right, I am the Night Cheer. It says, I watched the Scuffed podcast, Twitch hosted by Trainwrecks. What? All right, I'm sorry, dude. It's a giant paragraph about some other guy streaming, and I don't care. So, thank you for the cheer. Not addressing that. Okay. Let's boot up Black Ops. Let's get some gameplay in here tonight. They're still doing their Absolute Zero thing, huh? Operation Absolute Zero. How's the throat? Asked by Anna. The throat doesn't hurt, but like I said, I haven't talked all week, so my throat is actually feeling kind of hoarse. I'm gonna have a lozenge right now as we start, and hopefully it'll make me feel, you know, good enough for tonight. I mean, we're already a half hour into the stream, and I haven't even played a game yet. Mash Labrador cheered. He said, glad you're doing well. Went ahead and bought that old... I scrolled off. Oh my god, seriously? Dude, tophaters.com, does that still exist? Can you actually still access it? Because that was a fucking seriously stupid site. That was when I was really young that I did to troll West Coast Street Fighter players. And that site was dumb as shit, but it was purposely dumb as shit. But that's really old school stuff. You're talking like 15, 20 years ago, right? I mean, I'm trying to think. Tophaters.com.
Was that when those guys at EVO, them West Coast boys, ran up on you and pressed you and shit? And you went ahead and, like, basically squirmed up into a corner? And Vince Scans had to sit there and talk them down? Was that what that was? That was the result of all that trolling, yeah? That's how it was done back in the day, yeah? I'm just curious. We're going to go over your EVO story, too, one day.
It was early 2000s, right? Yeah, a long fucking time ago. Ace Best did a 250-bit cheer. That makes him the top cheer. He says, play the original Legend of Zelda. The original? would anyone give a shit about the original? Like, I would like to play...
A gamer who doesn't want to play a classic game. Okay.
Ooh, 50% off the black market. Let's go buy everything. I would like to play Link Between Worlds, but that's 3DS, and sadly, I don't even know if I can capture from 3DS anymore, because I haven't really tried it. Plus, who's gonna watch me on webcam playing like this? Right? So, sadly, I don't think 3DS stuff's really gonna happen anymore.
Well, here's the thing. Why do people need to see your face anyway? Actually, people are posing the argument that your face cam is kind of unnecessary. If anything, it's a detriment to you than anything, Phil. So, for you to play 3DS games like you did before, maybe they don't need to see your ugly mug. Maybe they can just focus on the game and you can just do commentary. Maybe, just maybe, you can go back to what would be considered your golden years, and I use that term loosely, and you might actually be a little bit more entertaining since you're not on camera. I don't know. Just a suggestion, of course. And let's be honest, Phil, capturing 3DS footage has become even easier, so to speak, because he has an, I think Tevin says that he has an inner, he actually has an inner capture device within his 3DS. He has one of those rare versions that still has it. If you're not going to use it, Phil, then sell it. It's worth quite a bit of money. Just saying. It's not everything is Tevin's fault.
Kind of the bummer with the 3DS games, unlike other games, they can't really be ported to anything else. Like, how are you going to play a 3DS game with 2 screens on a fucking normal console? You can't. They basically made an unportable game because they wanted to sell a double screen console, which is really stupid. Apparently I have 1200 CP. The hell is all this shit? The fuck is that supposed to be? What the fuck is that? That is truly ugly as shit. That's supposed to be legendary? That looks like duty. What the fuck is Ultra? I could buy this character for Blackout. Takeo. Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is Takeo?
And yet he says he's a fan of Call of Duty Zombies. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Who is this guy? I'll buy him. I think I have enough credits. Right? It says I have enough. What's all this? How do I do this? The fuck was that? Oh. Okay. The epic Cypher reactive camo or the legendary Horned Viper snake skin theme for Firebreak. Has anyone told them these are all hideous and I would not want a single one? Like, seriously. Maybe I'll spend 400 points on this asshole. There, I did. I bought him. I don't even know who he is. I bought him. It said he was Ultra, so I bought him. Who the fuck is he? I don't even know who he is. Who the fuck is that? Okay. Alright, Blackout. Anyway, Chatty93 is subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Chatty93. And Yoshino Lover. Here, let's see if I can do this. Where is he? I want to play as him. He's not here. Wait, he's not here? What? I bought him and he's not here.
Orders received. Moving
What
on
the
mission.
fuck is this? Where's Takeo? I just bought Takeo. There he is. Oh, he's from Zombies.
Every scratch upon me will be met upon you 1,000-fold.
He's from Zombies. Okay, well, I got him, I guess. There you go. Can I personalize him? Make it rain. Jack of all treats. And snow day. Oh, yeah.
That great commentary, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's almost over.
Let's get tranquility in there. Oh, this is very exciting. This is what kids do. They don't play the game, they fucking fuck around with this stupid shit. Okay, anyway. So to make sure we have no stream snipers tonight, let's get rid of this. And Yoshino Lover did a 420-bit cheer to become the cheerleader, so let's get the great stream started. By the way, the capital Y and L in my name, please. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't come through. When you guys cheer, usually it doesn't do capitals for me through Muxy for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Because Muxy is shit, but it's the only thing that you're willing to keep using because the learning curve is so low. Just my guess.
I really have no idea why. But there you go. Thank you for telling me it was a capital Y and L. Alright.
And that's another thing too, right? Phil has done this all through most of 2018, talking about how his equipment's outdated, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? And how it makes it harder and harder for him to stream because all of his equipment's out of date and so on and so forth. I mean, one part of it comes from the fact that he doesn't take care of it. Another part of it comes from the fact that he doesn't update any of his drivers or any of the software. Third thing, and probably one of the most important, is he doesn't really know what he's doing. Like, he sticks with... He finds something, uses it, and then he just sticks with it. He won't try to go to something else because he's scared of the learning curve. He's scared of trying to get readjusted to new things. It's a lot of it falls into the it falls into the same category on why it took him so long to go to direct capturing, to updating his sound or his audio and the visuals and this, that, and the third. When Phil says, "Oh, I've made changes for the better," this, that, and the third, he comes off making it sound like, "Oh, I've changed my personality. I'm not the same person that I was," yada, yada, yada. In truth, what he's talking about is the quality of his streams, if you will. Meaning, like, yet again, the audio, direct capture, full-time streamer. All that shit is incidental either which way. As Tevin points out a lot, his camera is horrible. And he doesn't mess with any filters or anything, so the color looks really, really bad. His audio it's whatever. To be honest with you, it doesn't really sound... It sounds better than it did maybe at the condo, but it's still not very good because he doesn't understand levels. He probably doesn't even... He's probably never really messed with them. And he himself as a person or as a streamer is still the bare minimum. He's treating this shit like it's still day one Twitch. And that's why he's at the bottom of the barrel. He's very much a relic of what streamers started off at years and years and years ago. You can give, like, most people who start streaming have less than what Phil has, and it still looks better and it still sounds better. Shit, I think, It's a Gundam just did a video talking about this mom who sat there and flashed herself over the other day and was suspended, but was partnered while she was suspended. They made her partner while she was on suspension, and the quality of her work looks way better than Phil's. And she's a MILF thot, and she's only been streaming for like 2 months. Phil's been doing this shit for over a year. Where's the comparison? I'm gonna have to find that clip, by the way, for research purposes.
This is what kids do. They go with their parents' credit card, and they're like, "Mommy, for Christmas, can I spend $4,000 in Blackout and buy 500 characters? And can I..." Oh, his hands are covered in blood. What the fuck? His hands are covered in blood. Oh, you guys can't see it. I blocked it. Yeah, this guy's hands are covered in blood. It's really weird. I'm gonna mute my mic, by the way, but I don't know if it's gonna work. Every time I mute the mic, it fucking ends up going anyway. But, alright.
Blackout.
Alright, everyone, so playing some Blackout tonight. I sound like shit. I've been sick all week long. And I have no idea if I'll get anything going here tonight at all.
Loading bay is open. Deploy when ready. Maneuvering on mission deployment path.
We'll see how this goes. You can't see it on screen because I'm hiding so people can't stream snipe. Okay.
Really, like, I guess Phil thinks he's the new ninja, where stream sniping is such a problem for him that he needs to go ahead and black all that out. And the thing is he's done that since he started playing Call of Duty, or at least started playing Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 4, but then he kind of stopped for a while because it was kind of pointless. At the end of the day, Phil, people are going to find you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? People find Wings all the time. Then again, Wings ain't a bitch. He doesn't do this, but they're going to find you. They find Ninja all the time, too. That's why he running around acting like he's special and he's not. Speaking of which, if you guys saw that New Year's, I guess it was New Year's Eve celebration that Ninja had. Oh boy, Ninja definitely overplayed himself on that. Your demographic is children, man. Stick to your script and play your position. It was sad watching him out there dancing in front of all these adults looking at him like he's a Muppet. Oh, it hurt. It hurt, Ninja. It hurt. And I don't even think you're a Muppet. I just think you should just play your, just play your position. But whatever.
All right, here we go. Drop down here. I am the nicest. Why do I?
Wait. What was the point of doing that? You shouldn't have put the camera back on until you landed. Like, I understand what Phil's thinking. He's like, oh, I'll wait till the very last minute to jump off, and then I'll just land wherever. But if you're being stream sniped and someone's in your general area, they're just going to rush right to you. So what was the point of that? You're better off landing first. As long as people can have a bird's eye view of where you're at, they're going to find you. I don't know, whatever. Just detractor logic, I guess.
Kids would spend money on, like, the cosmetic stuff for games like this because it's true. Like, most adults would not do that. Most adults would just play the fucking game and not spend any kind of money because the guy has a fancy shit. And, you know, if you remember that really where this originated.
Most adults also wouldn't have bought 3 capture cards and only used one and don't think about either returning or reselling the other ones. Just saying.
I'm going to buy 100 cosmetics for my fucking game. Actually originated in, what was it, Counter-Strike? Right? Oh, you didn't get too far, did you? Yeah, it originated in Counter-Strike. Where they were doing those raffles and shit and abusing kids and making kids fucking gamble and stuff. Like, really messed up stuff, man. Inventory's full already? What the fuck? How many inventory full? Drop this stupid shit. I don't want it. The hell are these fucking fancy looking guns? I don't want the shotgun. A Molotov. And a cluster grenade. I like grenades. Let me put the cluster grenade first. Okay. Alright. Probably go across the street first. Poofster Chew said, great to have you back. Enjoy watching you on demand. That's why I'm glad that I do DSP still. Alright, everyone. Well, here's the deal.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go on that. Oh boy, that was special. That was very, very special, I suppose. Alright, so what do we take from all this? Basically it was point and shoot. I'm sick. My Christmas was really bad. Give me money. Didn't really mention much about taxes, but really just, hey, I'm really, really sick, guys. I felt really, really bad because I jacked everything up. Me and Kat didn't have the best Christmas. Whatever. He didn't get over on that at all. I don't know why he did it. Kind of wasted his time on that one. But that's the pig in his natural habitat, I suppose. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. We're going to go ahead and I have another recording that I need to do right after this. So if all works out, it'll be a full week of broadcasting. I forgot this video was this long because I would have probably chopped off some of that at the end. That's my bad. That's my fault. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Thank you very much for listening in, and I'll see you guys in the next video, or for the next broadcast, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Network Productions. I am your host, /anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. End the broadcast. Oh, and for those of you who don't remember, who don't know what I'm talking about with that that Mrhuth thot, I will link Gundam's video in the description. You can check it out. And if I can find the original clip of her going topless, I will try to link that if I can find it. So yeah, but he basically goes over the whole story and whatnot. Interesting stuff, to say the very least. Later, guys.